You ever look up in the sky and wonder what those clouds really are? Well, I have an old friend who's a pilot. He says the clouds are actually giant floating sheep. See, when God made the sheep, he gave them wings so they could fly up into the sky and live forever. But then the wolves came along and started eating the sheep. So God made the clouds to protect the sheep from the wolves. Now, you might be thinking, why doesn't God just make the clouds bigger so the sheep can hide in them? Well, that's a very good question. But the answer is that the clouds aren't supposed to be big enough to hide in. They're just big enough to float above the wolves. And that's why when you see a cloud that looks like a wolf, it's actually a flock of sheep flying in a V formation to escape the wolf. Because if the wolf gets too close, the sheep will scatter and the wolf will lose interest. So next time you're outside and you see a cloud, remember, it's not just a cloud. It's a giant floating sheep. You ever look up in the sky and wonder what those clouds really are? Are they just water vapor? Are they smoke? Are they aliens? Well, I have the answer for you. The clouds are actually giant floating sheep. See that? There's a sheep right there floating in the sky. If you look closely, you can see its little legs sticking out. There's another one. And they're herding the clouds together like little boats. And if you're still skeptical, just remember this. Clouds are soft, fluffy, white things that float in the sky. Sheep are also soft, fluffy, white things that float in the sky. Coincidence? I think not. Next time you're outside and you see a cloud, just remember it's not just a cloud. It's a giant floating sheep. And if you're a sheep, well, then you're not alone in the world. You have an entire flock watching over you from above. That was 1.5 minutes of your life you'll never get back. But the important thing is this: you will never look at clouds the same way again.